Good day, everyone. It is another great opportunity reaching you through this particular medium. Before we start our discussion, I want you to get all those materials that you need, and I will make this particular class enjoyable, and I will enable you to refer to some things at the end of the class. Get all those things, your note, your jotter, your biro, and every other material that will support you. Having done that, we are looking at limited liability companies, and this is a topic in commerce. And before we go ahead and look at it, I want us to go through the objective quickly. At the end of this particular class, you are expected to be able to 1. Define limited liability companies. Number 2, state 5 attributes of limited liability companies. Number 3, differentiate between private and public limited companies. And number 4, list and explain 5 requirements for its registration. Now, what do you understand by a company? A company is a common term that we use from time to time within our environment and within our communities. A company. So what do we understand by a company? From the word company, so it has to do with the coming together of some people. And here, when we say a company, so it is a form of business that is established or that is formed by a group of individuals who have contributed its capital with the aim of making profit. That is, their focus is to be able to make profit at the end of the day. So, as a result, a group of individuals, so they come together and then they contribute or provide the capital that is required to establish and to run this type of organization. So an individual becomes a part owner when he or she contributes part of his capital, that is part of the capital of the company, or buy its shares. It is also a legal entity, separate or different from its owners. When we say it is a legal entity, so it means it is like a normal human being who can be sued and who can eventually sue, or that is recognized by the court of law. So a company is recognized by the court of law as a person. What are the characteristics of limited liability companies? The characteristics of limited liability companies include the following. 1. It is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. That is the institution that is responsible for keeping the records of companies and business organizations that are operating or that are existing within the country. 2. It is an artificial person or a legal person. In other words, it is recognized by the court of law as a separate, inanimate person. That is, somebody that is not having blood flowing through his veins. So a company is an artificial person that can eventually sue and that can be sued in the court of law. Then it enjoys a perpetual succession. That is, it has a unlimited number of years for its existence. And that's the reason why a company can exist for 50 years, 100 years, and even above. Furthermore, it is established to carry on a particular line of business. That is, there's a particular objective that particular company is established to achieve. It could be to produce a particular product or to render a particular service. In addition, it has many owners who are referred to as shareholders. So there are many people that have contributed towards its capital, and these people, they are referred to as the shareholders. Its name ends with limited, that is LTD, or Public Limited Liability Company, PLC. If it is a private company, so it will be LTD ordinarily. But if it is a public company, so it will be PLC. We have various types of limited liability companies, and there are 4 types mainly. The first one is private limited company, 2, public limited liability company, number 3, company limited by guarantee, and number 4, unlimited company. What do you understand by private limited company? When we say private limited liability company, so this is the type of company that is formed by a group of people who are between 2 and 50. So this type of people, they come together, contribute its capital, and then establish this type of company. So we refer to it as a private limited company. Other features of private limited liability companies include: 1, its name ends with limited. Then 2, its shares cannot be transferred. So its shares are only limited to the number of people who are its owners. Number 4, it can't call on the public to buy its shares. That is, the shares cannot be transferred. It cannot be transferred to people. Then furthermore, its shares cannot be quoted in the stock exchange. So it cannot be quoted in the stock exchange where the shares of companies are sold and bought. Examples of a private limited liability company include a bakery firm, a filling station, or a company producing an item like toothpaste, or a tablet soap, or a beverage. Then we have a public limited liability company as another set of companies. And the features of this type of company include the following: 1, it is formed by between 7 people to no maximum number. That is, the number of people that can come together and form this type of company can range from 7, that is 7 being the least, and then there is no maximum number. So in other words, those people that are the owners could be as many as thousands, or even up to 1 million, depending on those that are ready to invest in that type of company. Its name ends with PLC, that is Public Limited Liability Company. Number 3, its shares can be transferred to another. That is, the owners of the shares can actually resell their shares to some other people who wants to be part of the owners of that particular company and then leave. Number 4, it can call on the public to subscribe to its shares. That is, can call on the public to come and buy its shares. Number 5, it must publish its books yearly. That is, it must publish its books of account, like the trading profit and loss account, and then the balance sheet at the end of its operation every year. Shares can be quoted in the stock exchange market. That is, the shares can be quoted in the stock exchange market, calling on people to come and buy its shares. Liability of members is only to the extent of their investment. That is, the members' liability cannot go beyond the amount of money that they've invested in buying the shares of the company. Examples include beverage companies, cement companies, banks, and so on and so forth. Then the third one is companies limited by guarantee. This is simply a company which the liability of members is limited to the amount they have agreed to contribute. Most of the time, this type of companies fall under the promotion of religious or professional activities. So we refer to this type of companies as companies limited by guarantee. So they are established to carry out religious activities or professional activities. Then we have unlimited company. This type of company is the one that the members have unlimited liability. In the event of its folding up or liquidation, members owe it a duty for all losses. That is, they cannot run away from the losses of the company. So it can go beyond the amount of money that they've invested. It can go beyond the amount of shares that or the volume of shares that they hold. Examples include multinational oil companies. So they are examples of unlimited company. What are the formation requirements for public and private limited liability companies? The formation requirements for public and private limited liability companies include the following. 1. Company promoters. 2. Memorandum of association. 3. Articles of association. 4. Certificate of incorporation. And 5. Prospectus. The first one that we'll be considering is a certificate of incorporation. When we say certificate of incorporation, this is the document that confirms the birth or the registration of a company. And it shows the name of the company. For example, XYZ company. So that's where we find it. Then thirdly, it has the registration number of the company. That is, it shows the registration number of the company. RC, maybe 000, and so on and so forth. A statement of registration of the company is also found in the certificate of incorporation. And finally, we have signature of the registrar of companies. That is where the registrar of companies indicate its approval that this particular company has gone through their scrutiny and that the company has been duly registered. The next one is prospectus. Prospectus is another document that must be prepared or that must be available in the course of trying to establish a limited liability company. And this particular prospectus is the one that calls on the public to come and invest in the shares of the company. And it indicates the amount of capital offered for sale. That is, what is the volume of the shares that make up the capital of the company that is being offered for sale. Number 2, it indicates or shows the promoter's remuneration. Then number 3, the date of the opening list. That is, when is the share of the company going to be open for sales to the public. Then particulars of the company's history and then signature of the registrar of companies. So all these are some of the things that are found in the prospectus. Then we have a memorandum of association, and this one contains the external rules of the organization. That is, those things that guide the activities of the company outside. For example, some of the things that are found in this particular document include name of the company with PLC or with limited. If it's a private limited company, then we have the registered office address. In addition, we also have objective of the company. That is, what has the company been established to achieve or to do. That is, what product is it going to produce, or what service is it going to render. And finally, we have the amount of the authorized share capital. Then, in addition, we have articles of association, which must also be available for a company to be established or to be born. And this one contains the internal rules of the organization. That is where we can find the rules guiding the day-to-day internal operations or activities of the business. For example, rules guiding annual general meeting and board of directors meeting. So that's where it can be found. Then rights of shareholders of the company can also be found in this particular in the articles of association. Then procedures for issuing shares, and then determination of the auditor's remuneration. So all these are found in the articles of association. Then we have also the company promoters. When we say company promoters, these are the people that have considered it and then believe that there's a need for them to come together and then establish a company. In other words, they are the ones or the individuals who have conceived the idea of the company. So they are the ones that will think about what will be the objective clause, or what will the company be established to actually do or render, if it is a service rendering company. In conclusion, a company is a legal person separate from its members. It has a unlimited lifespan. In other words, it has a perpetual lifespan. Its name ends with limited when it is a private limited liability company, or public or PLC when it is a public limited liability company. Furthermore, it is a legal personality. That is, it is a human. It is a business human organization. So it exists and it can sue and be sued. Reference materials. So these are some of the reference materials. One, Simplified and Amplified Commerce for Essence by Femi Longe et al. And published by Longe Publishers. 2. We have Commerce for Essence by Aukana et al. And it's produced by Africana Publishers. Number 3, Comprehensive Commerce for Essence by G.U. Ayali and by Johnson Publishers. Assignment. What is a company? That's 1A. B. List and explain 5 features of a limited liability company. Then 2A. Define the term legal entity. Then B. Mention 4 types of companies. And C. State 5 features of one of them. Thank you for